Good evening, Rush Nation. Welcome to the 5 Yard Rush NFL podcast with me, your host, the Joel Hewitt. I'm joined today, as always, by the other one, Alex. Can't see the wood for the trees, Woods, and the off-season champion, Pete Amelia. How the devil we doing, boys?
Very, very good.
I genuinely thought for a second I was going to be on mute then. Like, I nailed the intro, and I thought, oh no, that's not going to have landed. Oh, good. I'm glad everyone's okay. Alex, you all right?
I'm wonderful. The old school thing that everybody keeps saying and has said since Sunday is the season starts now. So, I'm excited.
The season starts now. We're 17 episodes in, but now the season begins. That's the stuff. That's what everybody came in to see. I feel like I should plug something. Do we still have? Yeah, we've got a Patreon. I don't know what the website is. Probably fire a link out somewhere. We've got a Discord if you can find it. Welcome. Yeah, should we crack on with some news?
Let's do it.
Zazu.
Yes,
Sir, news from the underground.
Look at that, off to a good start. Zazu, sir, news from the underground. What a week. Firstly, we've called this episode Thanks for Giving. Oh, the last thing we did last week was say, good Lord, like it was banger after banger, like all the way through. I've got to really give the NFL gods some props on that one. Like I enjoyed a lot of it. I caught the best that I could do over the weekend, but I especially enjoyed the Thursday night games. They were pretty great, and I know one of us here enjoyed a lot of the results this weekend. Is it me, a Saints fan? Is it Alex, a Chargers fan? Is it Pete, a fan of unknown origins? I guess we'll find out. But yeah, should we go on, hit me with some news? Who's injured? It happened again.
Should we start with
mild week?
Yeah, there's a bit of news here. There's not a lot of injuries, fortunately, not big ones anyway. There's a couple. Terrion Arnold, the Lions cornerback, his season is over with injuring his shoulder, which is rough. You had a few bits to talk about on that, didn't you, actually, Alex?
Yeah, the Lions have just had what can only be described as the worst week in their very, very short history of being amazing and relevant. They are the last 10 days, Sam Laporta was done for the season this time last week. He's gone. Their routing guard goes for 1-7, which is what everybody thinks they're going to do from week 12 onwards. They're only going to win one of the remaining rest of their games. Raymond got injured. Amon St. Brown got injured. Glasgow got injured. Wright got injured. They lost to the Packers. Wright now unretired, so that he could retire as come back and be there. Fails his medical and then has to retire again. So He's got till this time next season to do it. The routing guide now from week 13 doesn't have them winning any more games this season. So the Packers was that one game.
Just gonna go to my pick'em. You carry on talking.
Obviously, Terrion Arnold lost to the season and an injury. Dan Campbell says Kirby Joseph's injury may linger into next season, so they'll lose him for a large portion of next season. And their playoff odds are now 30%.
Yeah. And the craziest one out of all of that, they had it last year, didn't they? A brutal look on defense. That defensive injuries last year, it was horrendous for them. But the most bonkers one is that Frank Ragnow injury was a grade 3 hamstring strain. You can't walk on that. So how did he come? Yeah, I'll come out of retirement thinking, it's just news to me, mate. Who knew? I was absolutely fine this morning. I was doing squat thrust after breakfast. That's not a surprise to anybody, unless he just waited to be in the news for a bit.
Yeah, he thought, I'll rally. He had half an orange, got the old magic sponge out. He was like, I got this. I'm a professional, damn it.
Yeah. 'Tis but a scratch.
Exactly, yeah. I need the ability to add gifts to this podcast. Yeah, God, that is rough. I mean, look, one of us said at the beginning of the season that the Lions just weren't going to do it. Maybe one of us was laughed at. Maybe one of us also, in the same breath, said the Panthers were going to make the playoffs, and he was still laughed at. Maybe it was one of us. Maybe it was me. Maybe it was somebody else. Probably me, though. I couldn't have predicted all of the Lions going down. But to be fair, like I have kind of like picked against them most weeks, and luckily I have checked. I have picked against them this week already, and they are favored still. On the pick 'em, I think it's 60-40 to them over the Cowboys. But like the Cowboys look good. Like I don't understand. Like we're playing the Lions B team. I say we. It's not me. I'm metaphorically there. And they've just come off a win against the Chiefs. I'm not sure who's randomly spinning this wheel to decide who's the underdog and who isn't. But hey, God bless them. What else happened in the news?
Other injuries. Some good news. Tyrone Tracy was carted off yesterday, but he said earlier today, I'm actually fine. It's just a hip contusion. So he left the game with a bruise. So he should be fine to come back, which is positive. Sauce Gardner obviously went off injured, and it was a bit worrying when he left for the Colts. But it's just mild calf pain, so he should only be 1 to 2 weeks out, which is really, really positive. A couple of worse ones. Devontae Wyatt, the Packers defensive lineman, kind of plays right in the middle of that defensive line. He's going to miss the rest of the season with a fractured ankle. And that's a big, big loss for them. That's as big a loss as... name escapes me, the tight end that went out a couple of weeks ago.
Kraft.
Yes, thank you, Tucker Kraft. Yeah, exactly that. Because Mike is obviously focuses on chasing the pass, but for stuff in the run, it's a really, really big deal. So it'll be interesting to see how they cope with that and how they cover for his loss.
I mean, a little part of you's got to be kind of pleased as a non-disclosed fan of a particular team. The two news stories we talked the most at are, the Lions don't appear to be doing very well, and the Packers seem to have lost a real key player right at a key moment of time for any particular team to step up to, well, not even step up. Maybe they're in front. Maybe we'll see. I don't know.
And that particular team might be very good at running the ball.
They could be.
Who knows?
They could have had 2 very good rushes over the weekend.
Who knows? Who knows? Well, let's see.
Barra 8183 wants to know, does the NFL have a huge following in the UK? I think you'll find that currently 30s of people follow things in the UK. But yeah, pretty big. Like you can sell out Wembley Stadium for a Jags game. That's enough said, really. But yeah, like Channel 5 shows some coverage. Does Sky still have the NFL channel? Because they did that for a bunch of time. But yeah,
they put it on Mix now, actually. Like, so they have a Sky Sports Mix, and it shows. It's basically Sky Sports USA.
Yeah,
and your man here lives next door to a Packers running back. We won't say who Pete supports, but he is smiling.
I want to know who this Packers is. It active? Is it like Eddie Lacy? I want to know.
Cheeseburger Eddie.
Let us know.
What a guy.
I definitely want some cheese on that. Thank you, Cheeseburger
Eddie. Good times. Yeah. What else has been going down?
Josh Jacobs. Amazing.
Yeah. No, it's all right. If it's Josh Jacobs, then we can laugh at how the fact he was left out of Oakland. Anyway, Malik Collins, like one of the only other good Browns defensive players, is out for the rest of the season. He's done his quad, and everybody knows as soon as that quad goes, there is no way that you're coming back for a very long point. The question that I'll put to both of you, and I'll steal Joel's job because I like doing it. Will it hurt Myles Garrett's sack record? Yes or no? Because he obviously has now started wearing 25 on his wrists, hasn't
he? Yeah.
The target. No, I don't think it will. I think Myles Garrett is determined enough, and regardless of like results. Firstly, the Browns have the Titans this week, so he's going to get 4, 5 5 sacks maybe. The over/under has to be 3.5, I think.
And
like to bet on
3.5
like that.
gets 3.5 ties the record. He's on 19. The record's 22.5, and he wants 25.
Yeah, he's getting
That's-
that.
I think so too. I think it might
What I
slow
really
down.
wanted to do, I wanted to do it before the final week so that people don't
Yes.
say, oh, well, the season's 1 week longer now. None of that.
Yeah,
Like, set the record, and then if you want to like increase it after in the final game, fine. But get there beforehand, and then nobody can like complain. I mean, I guess nobody's complaining that, oh, it used to be 15 games or however many it was back
Yeah.
then. But currently,
mean,
because it's only just increased, you want to be getting that a little bit early.
yeah, and I think the record's TJ Watt, isn't it? And I can't remember if that was 16 or 17 because it was around that time that they made the change. So I'm not sure where he is, but I think he'll get it. He'll probably get it in a couple of weeks' time. I reckon that's 2 to 3 weeks. He will. I'm with Mibara. Yeah, I think he's getting this. I think he's getting that record, and I think he'll hit the 25 as well. If I'm honest, even though it might slow him down a bit, I think with the amount of games he's got left and the way he plays, it's going to happen.
Yeah, and to be fair, like I said, they've got the Titans, and then they've got the Bears, Bills, Steelers, Bengals. That's in my eyes. You're getting it in all that. Ideally, before you hit the Bengals in the final week, like I said.
Yeah, he'll get 10 against the Bengals though. Against that O line, he'll absolutely smash them.
Poor Joe Burrow. He's only just get back.
Also, quickly on Joe Burrow, how many nicknames does he have? Because like the Bengals put out, they're like, the Dark Knight is back. I'm like, what?
Don't just be like making up nicknames. That's lame. Lame Joe.
No, he's got enough that are cool. Don't need to give him any more. And the Dark Knight does not seem remotely appropriate for.
No, he's
Joe Burrow.
incredibly
No.
pale. It's not even like a knight. It's like I don't understand it. The reference is lost on me. The Bengals. So last week it was like best social media posts, and we had a good laugh at the Dallas Cowboys. This week it's got to be worst media post, hasn't it? If the Bengals are doing that, they can't think of anything but to call Joe Burrow the Dark Knight. Please,
Rubbish. Absolutely rubbish. At least call him Batman and say Batman Returns. Just make the pun work properly.
I mean, Dark Knight Returns was one of the movies, Pete. I'm not gonna.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, wasn't it?
It was Dark Knight Rises. Yeah, it was Dark Knight Rises.
Right, fair enough. I stand corrected.
But even then, if there weren't Dark Knight Rises, that would still be really bad. He's not the Dark Knight. He will never be the Dark Knight. Absolutely at all. Or Batman, because he may be good at football. And by the way, he was very good at football this week. And we might get to it, we might not. But like, he's not the Dark Knight.
No. On talking about injuries that someone might need to get that deserves a Batman type nickname is Justin Herbert, because what he goes through. So today he's having surgery on his non-throwing left hand. He's getting plates and pins put in. Expecting to play at the weekend. In 5 years since entering the NFL, he's had 3 different finger fractures, a dislocated shoulder, plantar fasciitis, oblique and rib cartilage injuries, and he's missed 4 games. He just gets beat up, fighting crime on the evening, just comes back and then just cracks on with his day job of just throwing all over
football.
Yeah. I don't understand how he plays through so much every single week, and it doesn't seem to affect his play either, which is even crazier. Inhuman.
He's built different, and the surgery was successful today. That was the update within the last 3 hours or something.
I didn't expect it not to be. Just like, come on, it's like a broken left hand. Like, it's not like life and death here. Like, oh god, he's gonna pull through, is he? One of his fingers was pointed the wrong way.
He's got Brian Baldlinger fingers, where it's just left on the left-hand side.
He should have just stepped up like Flacco and had somebody on the sideline and rearrange his hand so it was in the correct shape of a hand, and then go back out there. No surgery required.
Well, that is what happened this weekend. Is that so he fractured the hand and then had to go out, went out for two drives, and then came back with what can only be described as an oven mitt. to hold his non-throwing hand in place, and then came off when they went 3 and out and did nothing. And then there's the Brian Bollinger hand. Thank you for that. Then came back on with a different sized oven mitt. He had 4 different oven mitts playing during the entire thing because they kept getting it wrong and he couldn't really hold the ball right and doing that lot. He was basically doing like product testing as well as playing football this week.
Man of many talents, and he'll have plenty of time not making the playoffs to really recover that. Credit to him for going out there and putting it on the line, but is it worth it? I mean, only time will tell.
I suppose that's true. Yeah, if you're not playing in January, you need to make the most of the games you can get to get your numbers up.
You guys are Saints and Bears fans, chilly bits.
Oh God, I'm just in the picture. Dear Lord.
Have you never seen that Boldinger finger picture before?
That one's not Boldinger. That's Rob Green.
That's Rob Green, the ex Chelsea everybody goalkeeper in English football. Yeah,
England keeper. Yeah,
it's Bodlinger's is similar. That is
similarly horrendous. Yeah, just constantly getting broken from jumping and diving into the turf. So goalkeepers quite often have hands like that. So they'll put the feet, they'll dive, finger gets caught in the mud, goes and bends the wrong way, and they have to kind of carry on and play with it. It's grim.
God bless him.
Anyway,
I can't download that to show everybody, and I don't want to be honest with you, because it's gross.
Fair enough. Other positive news on injuries. It's a remote chance. I think it's probably unlikely that Jayden Daniels might play this week.
Who's that positive for?
Mariota.
His doctor's reputation. Yeah. He's kind of come out and said, "I'm expected to play football. This is it. If I can play, I will. Even though it's a lost season, they shouldn't be playing him. They should be saying, use this as an excuse to just shut me down for the season, get a good draft spot next year because we're not getting into the playoffs, and then push on." But the fact that it was 5 weeks ago, that his arm was bending the wrong way.
Yeah, that was rough.
That was one of the most gross injuries I've seen all season. It's insane to even consider him playing. He might be pushing for it. Exactly. Completely agree with that. I understand why he's pushing for it, but Dan Quinn should be saying, no, you're done for the season. I don't care if you're healthy. We're not risking this. I'd rather you spend longer to recover because what's the point? But
by the way, it doesn't matter how many times you or anyone says Dan Quinn. In my head, I will always say medicine woman. And that's just forever ingrained in. I'm hoping that reference is lost on Alex. I try to get him at least once a week. Do you remember Dr. Quinn, medicine woman, Alex?
No, that one has been lost on me. Yeah, that one.
It was terrible, but Dan Quinn, medicine woman, is all I ever hear in the back of my head when people talk about him.
He came in like Dan Quinn and left like medicine woman.
Yeah, make the right choice. And look, I guess spoilers for I'm talking a bunch about that game in the bangers. I've put Mariota. Did everyone give up on him too soon? I thought he looked pretty damn good this week. There were moments where he still looked like himself, but after watching the QB thing on Netflix and seeing him being really down in the dumps and losing his job and all of this kind of stuff, nice little comeback. I mean, he'll forever be a backup, because that's just the nature of the game now, unfortunately. Yeah. But as far as backups go, I thought he looked pretty darn impressive. It was a good showing from him.
Yeah, completely agree. And he's done really well since he came in. I think in general, the team haven't around him, but I think as backups go, it's been really solid for them. I thought that the record is reflection of his quality necessarily.
They didn't win the game, though.
Say again?
They didn't win the game, though.
Wins out the QB stat, Alex.
Didn't win the game. They if we're celebrating Mariota and going, yeah, Mason, man, rather than win the game. It's like scoring a worldie of a goal and then losing 4-1. It's like, what are we doing here? You've scored an absolutely thunder blaster really good goal, and then you've lost 4-1. Doesn't really matter, does it?
Backup QB, coming in and putting on an absolute stunner of a Sunday night game. I've increased it to stunner. Apparently, it's quite good. Whatever I'm drinking.
I must admit, I probably would be really inspired if it wasn't the Broncos that beat them.
Yeah. Well, your bias is showing. Boo.
Like just a little bit. Like the most boring team in the NFL win more games. Amazing, man. Awesome.
What was it? 27-26. Just having a look here. Yeah. I'm gonna have a look at the box score now. You got me interested. Marcus Mariota, 28 for 50, 294 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Got sacked twice. It was right there with Bo Nix. They're about like pound for pound on that one. You know, like Bo Nix. I know he's been a bit boring, but I mean, look, I'm just going to start talking about it now. Screw whether or not we're in the news. That to me was as close to, I don't know if we're quite at the talent levels of, but it felt as close to playoff football at this point in the season than any other game that I've watched so far. They both were playing like it was a knockout game, and that was like super exciting for me. I truly enjoyed watching it.
And particularly, like you say, from Washington against that Broncos defense as well. That it was really, really impressive. That felt like a divisional game as well, like where it just kind of puts everything on its head and you don't know how it's going to play out. Yeah, I agree with you. It was a really, really entertaining game. Really entertaining game.
Yeah. I guess last bit of news is it Lutz got paid 16.1 million extension, 9 million guaranteed. Not bad, kicker.
Yeah, it's if you're a good kicker, it's a cracking job, isn't it? Because you can just keep playing forever. Like how long has Will Lutz been playing for the Saints? It feels like as long as I've been watching football.
Well, it's that long that he actually made it over to the Broncos and continued to play for Sean Payton. The Saints started the Gaelic kicker.
Yeah,
the Gaelic football. Is it Gaelic football? I don't want to
it's from Northern Ireland, like a town of 1,086 people, and all 1,086 people were in the same pub celebrating him at 5:00 in the afternoon.
Fantastic, but yeah, Will Lutz has been around. Seabass is the one that I think of. He must have been 42, 43, still kicking for the Raiders.
Yeah.
Sebastian Janikowski, for anybody who doesn't remember. In my like kicker hall of fame, that guy just honestly showed up looking like a barrel every week. Like he should be playing darts. Like that's how Seabass came out. I'm sure I saw him stub out a cigarette before he like walked on to have a walk-off field goal. What a time to be alive.
How old's Greg the Leg now? Greg the Leg is the Jets kicker. He's getting on there now, surely as well, isn't he?
Oh, I mean, Zerline's been here, there, and everywhere, hasn't he? Wasn't he? I remember as a Rams kicker.
Yeah.
I think, or was it maybe the Chargers? I don't know, but it's
37.
Wow.
37, getting on.
How was Will Lutz only 31? That's blown my mind.
What?
31.
Man's got a decade's worth of work ahead of him, but he's guaranteed 16 million. How long is his extension? Do we know? Like, how many years have they kept him for?
3 years.
That's all right. I'd say that. That's get retired at 33 or 34, I guess.
No, because he's got another contract in him, hasn't he?
Yeah, definitely. But like, he can put his feet up if he really wants to.
Does that little bounce around the league kicker thing? There you go. Good for Will. Bless him.
And that's it for all of the news that we've got, which is quite speedy to get through that. I still haven't edited. Oh,
there's one more.
Oh, go on.
It's the weirdest one of the week, in my opinion.
Excellent.
It's Adam Thielen got released.
Oh,
he
more
got
than
traded
Thielen
this offseason, and he asked for it.
He asked for it. Yeah, I saw that, and I'm not surprised, but I am surprised. It's one of those weird things where, like, why would you bother? But then also, I watched the Vikings highlights in air quotes, and I see it. Like Thielen just being like, you know what? Nah, thanks. I'll just early Christmas go see the family. You know, his Panthers seem to be looking pretty good, mate. Just saying. Ever since you left.
I mean, imagine he goes back there. The Vikings give up a 4th rounder to pick him up, and he just goes, "You know what? Can I quit?" and just head straight back, go running straight back to Carolina.
look, it wouldn't surprise me if they do make the playoffs where they go, right, let's get a little depth. Let's get a guy that's played in the playoffs, that's had a pretty decent run there, that knows our plays, yada, yada, yada. I could genuinely see it. And because they couldn't trade him, the only way that he could get there is to be released and then be like, just knocking on some doors going, hey, room for one more, just showing up at Thanksgiving dinner or whatever it would be. Like, I don't know when he actually
Like this outside the window.
What's the Christmas movie with the signs outside the
Love Actually.
Love Actually, yeah.
Love Actually?
Yeah, it's carol singers who just got big signs like, please take me back. I'm ever so sorry. The Vikings was a bad idea. Playoffs? Question mark. And it's like collaged pictures of like himself, like with holding like a Super Bowl trophy, but dressed in the Panthers outfit. Listen to me. In their outfit. In their little NFL outfit.
Oh, we did it. We got the movie quote in this week. We got the movie reference in this week.
I mean, we spent a good 7 minutes on me getting the Batman movies wrong, which is insane.
I'll give you that one.
Anyway, I forgot to re-edit the Bangers and Trash segment, so I'm going to do what we usually do and just stick it to topic of the week. There we go. Clearly distinct and can't be copyrighted. It's topic of the week. Which is actually Bangers and Trash. And this is obviously, for anybody who hasn't watched before, where we just like to talk about things that we enjoyed and things that we thought were pretty trash. I'm just going to continue on with getting Sunday Night Football out of my veins. One of them, like, I don't want to rewatch anything. I've only just rewatched Stranger Things, getting ready for that. But this feels like one of them football games where I'd like maybe give the old 40-minute highlights another watch one day, just if ever I felt like it. Because, and I've put here, Denver just looked like New Orleans. Like they've morphed now into the Saints of 2012, where I just watched them and everything Bo Nix did looked like Drew Brees. I'm not saying that they're the same level of talent or anything like that. I'm just saying that Sean Payton is clearly now completely swabbed the deck of anything that was before, and they're just the new Orange Leans Saints. We'll work on that one. Yeah. But it just very much like that. And I enjoyed it a lot. And also shout out to Treylon Burks and doing a better one-handed catch than Odell Beckham. Will it end up on t-shirts like OBJ? No. But it was a better looking one, and he was under a lot more pressure. It was awesome. It was like, I think within 8 hours there was 3 like catch of the years like going on there. Puka Nacua, Treylon Burks, and your man from Vegas, tight end.
Brock Bowers.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
yeah, he was basically doing a limbo, reached underneath a player. Just absolute godly. Also, all 3 of those godly catches, all of the teams lost. It's like, whoa, look at the talent there, and lost. But wins apparently aren't a QB stat, so that's not on anybody else. So yeah, that's like my absolute banger this week. I didn't get a lot of time to watch a lot of the sport this weekend. It was the wife's birthday. Hi, Gemma. She's asleep on the setting. So yeah, I didn't really get much of a chance. I did catch a little bit of the Thanksgiving football, which I believe. Oh no, I watched a bunch of the Friday night Black Friday football game, which Pete, after getting out of his sensory deprivation tank, finally got around to. Was that a banger for you, Pete?
It was all right. Very quick before I go on to that, I just need to call out the best throw I saw all season from Bo Nix in that Broncos game. That was unreal. He's falling down. I don't know if anybody's seen it. He's falling and he's nearly touching the ground. He just somehow managed to sidearm it into the end zone for the touchdown. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, boring Bo Nix. Even Alex probably has to agree that pretty decent.
It was much like another division quarterback that plays, and I've got respect for him. I'm not amazing. His name is Patrick His name is Patrick.
Hey, Travis.
By the way, Pete just sneakily pulling out a Kermit the Frog impression.
I
Nobody's
think
like,
it, man's been there for like 3 weeks.
completely there. Anyway, but Kermit the Frog also did it against Dallas, didn't he? He had a similar one against Dallas. The only one that makes the Bo Nix one is it was in the end, it was in the red zone, and it was under more pressure than Mahomes was. But right.
While we're riding this train, I've already forgotten the poor guy's name from the Vikings, but like also did the same throw, but directly to a Seahawks defender. One of the smoothest pick sixes I've ever seen. Like that was beautiful. And good God, I joked that I needed 40 points from the Seahawks defense this week to beat Murph in our Dynasty League. I'm top anyway. I don't need the win, but I needed genuinely 40 points just from my defense. Turns out I needed 32 and they got me 31 and I ended up losing by 0.59.
Oh,
I had no right in winning that game, and it would have been. I'm hoping for stat corrections to hopefully come through and give me the win. But that lots of falling over and throwing for varying levels of success this week. Banger.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about anything? No.
No. Before we touch on back to back, we might go into a bit more on that later. But yeah, let's get the most important game of the week out of the way.
Let me get his one. Where is he? Take 5, Alex.
In case you are not aware, on Friday the Bears, who notoriously only beat bad teams, beat the Philadelphia Eagles, and they are now the number 1 seed in the NFC. So from a banger from that point of view, I have to focus on the running game. The running game was utterly ridiculous all the way through. When you've got such a vaunted D-line like the Eagles have, they're not particularly beat up. They're not playing out of form. They've been keeping the Eagles. They had an 8-3 record going into this, and that wasn't because of their offense, because their offense has stunk for a while. But the defense has been good, and they got trashed. They got absolutely annihilated on the ground. So let's do a bit of a stat dump on this. For those that don't know, both Bears running backs Monungai and Swift had over 100 yards. Both scored a touchdown. The Bears had more rushing yards after contact, 185 yards after contact in this game. That's more than any other team has put up total rushing yards against the Eagles this season. It's the most rushing yards against a Vic Fangio defense in 20 years. The Bears having 200-yard rushes, that's the first time that's happened since 1985. And the Bears managed to top 100 yards before contact and 100 yards after contact. That's only happened one other time this season, and that was the Bears. And all of this, the crazy thing about all of this is who that running back room is. You've got Swift, who was let go by the Lions, who was let go by the Eagles. He's not good enough. Even when he came to Chicago, and Paul's paid him $16 million over 2 seasons. Bears fans were like, why? He's a bit of a jag. And then Monungai, who in a stacked running back class with lots taken early, they got him in the 7th. He's a 7th.
Those late round running backs.
It's bonkers that he is the most efficient. He has the highest yards per carry of all of them. Now, there's a few factors in that. He's really good, and Swift is playing really, really well. The offensive line might be the best in the league, certainly from a run protection point of view and how they're playing. We talked about them last week. I don't want to go into that too much because they've been great. But the one person I think hasn't got enough credit for this is Eric Bieniemy.
Great name.
Yeah. And obviously, Eric Bieniemy, when the Chiefs were exciting to watch as an offense, he was their OC. For a few years, he's the obvious next big head coach candidate, and it just never happened. And it was like, why is he not getting it? Because he should be really, really good at this. He's done really well. It never happened. So he went to Washington. I think last year he went to college football and didn't work out, which is why he's back as just a running coach and not an OC now. But if you look at Swift, the difference in him since the beginning of the season is light years, because before the first few weeks of the season, he had 2 plays. One of them was bounce out to the right and then hope he finds a lane and gets moving, or grab the ball, just run straight into the pack and fall over. But look at his touchdown here. It was like watching Le'Veon Bell. He stepped out of the side, took a few steps, waited for the gap to open, and then burst through to get that touchdown. It's night and day, and that has to be coaching. So that's Bieniemy, that's Dan Rushar, the O-line coach, that's Johnson, all of them. But I think Bieniemy needs to take a lot of credit there because he's not had his flowers at all really this year. But the defense played amazingly well as well in there. You've got to say you've got Bayard with another interception, which was a ludicrously good one as well. Anticipated the throw, ran half the field to make a diving catch to intercept the pass from Hurts for Hurts, who does not turn the ball over at all. And then you had Nahshon Wright just doing, was it Thibodeau that did it in the tush push last week against the Eagles? And he grabbed it, but it was flagged and it didn't count. But he's looked at it and gone, I'm doing that. So he just reached in and yeeted the ball out of Hurts' hand, because they used to have 2 pushes, they've gone to 1 now. And I think that's changed the structure of that and the ball protection that comes with it. So it was just opportunity, but you could tell that was coaching and something they've worked on in the week leading up, saying there's an opportunity there. So the entire team played well. The fact that it was 10-9 at the end of the third quarter baffles me, because the Bears dominated them start to finish. They had twice as much time as possession, twice as many first downs, 35 more plays, beat them on yards. They beat them start to finish, and it was an entirely one-sided game. When it got to the end of the third and it was 10-9, I was like, how's this happened? I don't understand at all. So yeah, really, really impressive all-round performance, but great job from the running backs.
There he is.
Is he Offensive Rookie of the Year?
It's quite a tough year this year. I think he should be, because if you factor in draft capital, it's incredible. But you've also got Tyler Warren, certain amount of Emeka Egbuka, but I think Egbuka's kind of fallen off a little bit after a start.
Injuries kind of screwed him a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, even on the Bears team, you see Loveland playing really well, Bird is playing really well, but Monunga is definitely the best of them. So for me, he is, but I'm entirely biased. But yeah, he's certainly the biggest steal of this draft. I don't think there's any kind of debating that.
Yeah, clearly. And how long's Swift around for?
Well, it was only a 2-year extension. That was at the beginning of last year. So I think he's out of contract. It might have been 3 years and only 2 guaranteed. Yeah, I need to check that actually, because I'm not 100% sure.
So they might let him walk and go get the bag somewhere else and inevitably turn back into the pumpkin that he was a few years ago, or try and do what Detroit do and keep him together. I saw in our notes, you were trying to put together nicknames, Mario Luigi, much like the Sonic and Knuckles thing. Not your best writing, gotta say. Tales and Shadows is a particularly low point in writing. That's a sidekick and an anti-hero. That's just terrible.
Well, they're like a budget. Sonic and Knuckles was the.
We'll workshop it. Yeah. Nobody is ever gonna be the Kamara Ingram. Everyone can just like make up your fun little nicknames afterwards. Like that was the mold that everybody has gone after that. So
the Thunder
credit to him. I tell you what, look, banger. It's like Thursday night football. Then it was technically Friday morning football. Took Saturday off. Fair enough. Wife's birthday, had to do some stuff. But then Sunday football, Monday morning football, Tuesday morning football. Like it's been a pretty nice week, to be fair. And at 8 p.m. our time on a Friday. Oh, things you love to see. Like it was pretty special, especially that. And one of my favorites tweets that I saw from the Friday was because the Eagles made a big point about everyone show up in your black, and it was like dressing in black to your own funeral was a great move. And that puts the Bears like bang on top, doesn't it? For the first time in ever. I don't even know if they've ever been a number 1 seed.
So 2006, and that was the year they went to the Super Bowl. There was the Hester touchdown return
Oh,
and a kickoff
he
return.
was great. Is he in
Yeah,
the Hall of Fame yet? Can we get
Yeah,
Devin Hester?
got in this year.
Okay. Oh, of course he did. Yeah.
Yeah, got in this year. Swift has got one more year. It was a 3-year, 24 million, but it was only just shy of 60 million guaranteed. So he has got another year if they keep him around, and I don't see why you wouldn't.
What's your cap space this year? It's
Not great.
Right. Okay. So that's the reason you
That's
wouldn't.
part,
Yeah.
but
but
I wouldn't be surprised if he restructures, because I mean he might. We'll see. But yeah, he's easy to replace when the scheme is that good and the line's that good. You don't need to worry about him, which is part of the reason why I think DJ Moore's off at the end of the season as well, just for the cap relief.
I need a buzzer to stop him or something like that. Alex, give me either some bangers or trash from this week. You bring it down.
Yeah, let's go Jacoby Myers.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you like or not like about Jacoby Myers this week?
I loved Jacoby Myers. Jacoby Myers was like the one breaking news story we got out first before anybody else that he wanted to be traded. We've kept a hold of Jacoby Myers this season, and he balled out this weekend. The Jaguars were incredible, and I say that like nicely because I'm normally mean to the Jags, and I bully them. But 6 of 6, 93 yards, 1 touchdown. Unreal. Jacoby Myers, absolutely, my friend. Good stuff. The question then is, the statement is, he wasn't the problem in Las Vegas. It definitely was Geno.
It was Geno. Yep.
Yeah.
I think we've all established that every problem. I found out this week that Vegas is down by like 300 million or something daft like that on tourism. Guess why? Geno. Geno got nothing to do with anybody in any office of any shape. It's definitely Geno Smith's fault.
So Adele stops touring in Vegas. It's Geno's fault.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. They finally let Bruno Mars free from the shackles of Las Vegas, probably down to Geno Smith being terrible and like chasing them out. I drafted Jacoby Myers in hey, this guy's clearly the number one at Vegas, and then just spent weeks of him being on the bench on my bench, just going, God, I really wasted that. But there was nobody else at the waiver wire. I thought I'd just leave him there. And ever since he's been with the Jags, start him every week. It just shows the difference. He clearly didn't want to be there, so now he's putting in the work. God bless him.
Look at you pulling fantasy moves. You should have your own podcast.
Well, I mean, for all of the great fantasy podcast news and stuff like that, you want the flagship show on a Thursday night with Murph. But I could have told you. I could have given you a little Jacoby Myers.
One little bone. He did the flagship show about 2 hours ago, didn't he?
Did he?
He did it on a Tuesday night.
Ugh. We weren't allowed to have our show on a Thursday because the flagship show was on that day, but that's what you get. That's CEO moves, isn't it? Like you can stream when you like. That's the privilege that he's got. There was like 1 week where we were both streaming at the same time and we got more viewers live. Just want to like throw that one out there.
Sex appeal.
That's it. They clearly came to see this week like adult Kevin McAllister and like us two. I loved you in Home Alone too, Pete.
Thanks.
I'm gonna bring the mood down.
Yeah.
We need to like talk some trash. I've only got like one thing on there, and hear me out. I'm bringing the news from the Four Horsemen on this one. I played out the rest of the season on the NFL's like who's going to make it to the playoffs tonight. I didn't have any bias, and I took everything that I clearly knew. And I'm really sorry, but with all of the excitement aside, I somehow still ended up with Kansas City versus Buffalo and Philly versus Green Bay as the conference games. I just picked the games as they were going, and it turned out that although this season is, I keep seeing people on TikTok going like, I've just come back from sea, tell me about the season. It's like, I don't know who's good. It turns out it's Kansas City, Buffalo, Philadelphia, and Green Bay. They're going to be in the conference title game. So I'm really, really sorry about that for a season that arguably has been the most open one I've ever seen. And still now, I couldn't genuinely predict who's going to be going where, but that was really unfortunate. My heart sank after I'd picked everything and I saw it and I was like, oh no. So, I apologize to everybody for spoiling the results, but it could end up that way. Anyway, Alex, go on, give us some more. Me and Peter have spoken a bunch.
Can we talk a little bit about last night's game of the Patriots Giants, please? Because the Patriots are very good at football. The Giants are also kind of good, but really kind of make me sad at the same time. We've all seen the absolute blasting of Jackson Dart. Him just getting blown.
It's not soccer, Alex. It's not soccer.
If you want to show somebody why we watch the NFL and the big hits that you can possibly get and everything like that, show them that clip, because that man gets taken the absolute just destroyed.
I swear, if you freeze frame it, the second he gets hit, you can see his ghost left behind, and it has to catch up with his body. He just goes sideways. Yeah.
He said, this is football. I've played this way my entire life. We're not playing soccer out there, which is why Joel has said that. Turn on my high school tape, turn on my college tape. This is not a shocker to anyone. No, I've turned on your NFL tape, Jackson. You aren't lasting 2 years if you play like this, man. You're going to get destroyed. You are... change it. Don't...
He was saying that to a sock puppet, so take that with a pinch of salt. We're not playing soccer, Mr. Sock.
Was it Patrick Mahomes?
I think it was Cam Scatterbo in the locker room, because it's just the two of them together, just doing whatever they want. Those guys are going to have a podcast in a year, I tell you.
Headbutting each other.
I think his horse is just somewhere, just chilling out there, like the silly horse from Family Guy, if you remember that one.
I thought we were getting Jameis Winston's horse back.
Jameis Winston's horse is just there, but Jameis Winston's horse can be the same horse from that one Family Guy episode, and all of you are going to know what I'm talking about. It is that. Bless him. But no, the Patriots are very good at football. They're the first team in NFL history to win 10 straight games, scoring 23 plus points and allowing less than 23 points. Newsflash, people, you don't allow more than 20 points. You score more than 20 points, you win football games.
Facts.
Yeah, that apparently does the trick. I was just looking as well. 11-2. That's pretty crazy. God bless the Bills. They had 5 years. We said it last week. I'll continue to say it. You had 5 years to do this. And you've just let the Patriots back in. At this point, are they closer to the Dolphins than they are the Patriots? That's the question. Dolphins have 5 wins, so Buffalo have 3 more than Miami, but New England have 3 more from Buffalo. So, are you a Dolphin? Are you a Patriot? Where are you at, Bills?
The icing on the cake there as well is Drake May is now the favorite for the MVP.
Yeah, you called that one, Alex. Props to you, mate. It's fun to watch. Love to see it. Nice to just see a wholesome, classic QB back there. Drake May. He just doing God's work.
And he has to. If you look at their fixtures left, they've only got 4 games left. They've got the bye this week, so they won't win this week. That's good. But off the bye, they get the only difficult game they've got left, which is away to the Bills. But they're coming off a bye week, so they've plenty of time to prep for it. Then they're at home to the Ravens, and this Ravens team is not good. Then it's Jets and Dolphins.
Are they away at the Bills?
Yes.
I bet you it's going to be 2 feet of snow, and they'll lose because of that. Well, not because of that, but it's not going to help them. I just reckon, like, if you 2 weeks from now, middle of December in Buffalo, that's going to be icy cold. Yeah, I could just see the weather messing with them here. And, like, Josh Allen's got Jesus on his side, doesn't he? So, like, he's going to want to, like, tamper a little bit. He likes to. Steps into all sorts of things. You see it every time somebody wins a big sporting thing, they thank either Jesus or God. Like, they're just out here fiddling fixtures. This is going to be one of them.
Does he bet? Is that what it is?
What, Jesus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just
absolutely.
he's big
does,
onto
yeah.
his line betting, and that's what he gets involved. That makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. We've got to do something, haven't you? He's got beat up all day. Like, he's just cruising off his dad's, like, reputation.
The first Nepo baby.
The classic, the archetype of all Nepo babies. Got a whole ass book written about him, you know? Like, just, I'm saying.
Oh, making jokes about Jesus on American sports is probably one way to get shot.
Not in this country, baby. I'm not at school in the US. Yeah, I'm fine.
Wow.
That's the one
Also,
TikTok's going to clip out, isn't it?
Yeah.
Speaking of TikTok, look, like, hear me out, like, to like go on a tangent. I am baiting people when it comes to Shedeur Sanders, man. Oh, there are so many people just like glazing that dude, and he has been horrible. I've not put him down on trash, but he is trash. It was just a horrible appearance from him this week. And last week, or whatever it was. Yeah, last week. Oh, this is what I did after 1 week of practice. Now you've had 2 weeks of practice. And my comment was, I wonder what he'll do with 3 weeks of practice. Anyway, that did not go well. People were like my profile picture's me. So like, oh, check out the white guy coming in. Oh man, it was quite good fun. But yeah, my
just happens to be, since he started, 45th out of 45 eligible QBs on EPA.
Incredible.
The worst quarterback in the league since he started.
Yeah.
Do you want the comparisons between him and Dylan Gabriel?
Please.
So Dylan Gabriel's ESPN QBR, not PFF QBR, ESPN's QBR is 30.9. Sanders is 7.
7.
7.
Not 17.
Like
17.
Like 7, 8, 9. Like that one right there. Dylan Gabriel's completion percentage is 59.5. It's not great, but Sanders is 50.8. So it's not great either. Dylan Gabriel's time to throw, according to PFF, is 2.47 seconds, which is quite quick.
Yeah, that is
That's
quick.
all right.
Yeah, that's pretty quick. Shedeur Sanders' time to throw, according to PFF, is 3.3 seconds.
Just get it out, mate.
Yeah.
So, yeah. He holds the ball on for too long. He's not that accurate, but I will say something that is a positive for Shedeur Sanders, and I can't believe that these words are coming out of my mouth. In the last 2 seasons, the only plus 20-yard completions that have come from a Cleveland Browns quarterback have come from Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah.
I guess
So,
that's something. It's a stat. Yeah.
That's something.
I
Alright.
almost called him Mr. Unlimited for a second there, and that's because in my head I wanted to segue this. I went to go see Too Wicked, Too Furious at the weekend, and
Oh, yes.
when they were singing Unlimited, I was like, oh, did Russell Wilson go and watch Wicked and then came out going Mr. Unlimited? Like, it felt very, very Russ Wilson when
It does seem
when
very on
Oscar
brand
was
as well.
Yeah.
And the second half of that musical is much worse than the first half of that musical, much like his career. So all ties in very nicely.
All right. Off-season pod idea: musicals that reflect NFL quarterbacks.
Making
It's
notes.
got to be as good as Les Mis, Phantom of the Opera, like Hairspray. I won't spoil it, but that's going to be a hell of a show. Thank you for writing that down, Pete. I love a good tap.
No
That
worries.
is. Oh, no. I'm thinking right now, and that is dangerous. I'll tell you that.
I know.
for free.
I know. I've taken us off-piste completely.
Right, let's get us back on. Come on, where are we up to?
Somebody give me a banger. I just keep talking trash about people.
Okay, I'm going to do a banger. Adonai Mitchell.
Oh, okay.
A.D. Mitchell. So he was
Mr. 1 Yard Line.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not missed the 1 yard line, Mr. 1 yard line.
Yeah. Holds the ball like his salad fingers and just. And yeah, he's to everybody else, it seemed like he was a throw-in on that trade for Sauce Gardner. But this week, and I mean, the best part about this is he's become really quite important to this. I mean, admittedly rubbish Jets offense, but in a terrible, terrible team, catching throws from Tyrod Taylor, 8 of 12 for 102 yards and a touchdown. And the touchdown was a cracking catch as well. And he's playing really, really well, particularly as that happened at the same time as Sauce Gardner went out injured and had to leave the game for the Colts as well. So the Colts GM, is it Ballard still? But I mean, he's got talent. Like, you see him play. Everything about his wide receiver play, except for catching the ball, has been really good. He's fast.
How would you think about that thing that's really important?
Yeah, like, he's fast. He runs his routes well, I think. He's just had a few really, really bad drops. So if he can get that sorted out, this could be an absolute steal for the Jets. And he's made a few big plays, not just yesterday, but in the last couple of weeks as well. I think he could be a big piece for them. And he's making most of his opportunities well. Obviously, Garrett Wilson's out as well.
He's the only Jet to have a 100-yard game this season.
Yeah, and he's been there
including every quarterback, I assume. It wouldn't surprise me.
He's got more receiving yards this than two of Justin Fields' passing games combined.
Shit,
there were rumors this week that Justin Fields has fallen out with the coaching staff after they wanted him to do a Taysom Hill kind of role. And he said, no, I don't want to do that. Even though I'd be really good at it, no, I don't want to do that because I've seen how Taysom Hill gets treated. So no, we're not going to do that.
Well, like a god in New Orleans.
Yeah. The richest ever NFL contract. Do you remember when he got paid like $4 billion for 6 months or something stupid like that?
Yeah, the highest paid non-starting QB of all time, Taysom Hill. That's the guy you don't want to emulate. I wish I had Taysom Hill's job. Every now and again, being like, "Oh, just trot out there and make something awesome." Like, all right, but like, I'm sitting back down in a minute. I've got books to read. Like,
yeah.
Go.
And he knows that if anybody gets injured, he's going to be a fantasy football superstar because he's still TE eligible. And he'll just come in and absolutely smush. I've got a fantasy football ring from Taysom Hill at tight end. The absolute superstar for me.
What a guy. That guy has won so many leagues, and I bet he's lost none. Nobody that started Taysom Hill has ever been upset in the final. They're like, clearly, I've already won here because I'm starting Taysom Hill. And Justin Fields didn't want to emulate greatness. Man, I like Justin Fields, and I like the New York Jets, but I'm starting to sour a little bit because, like, come on. Although I have kind of blamed Taysom Hill in the past for really holding the Saints back because they had to pay him so much money.
But it was, I mean, that was all fudging the figures, to be fair, wasn't it? Still, it was like, we're going to do that so we can completely fudge all of this salary cap. But what a team player. What a hero.
Yeah, love it. I've not written it down, but has anybody put the Carolina Panthers down as a banger? Like,
I have.
Excellent. Thanks, Pete. Give me what you thought, because I didn't really watch a lot of it, but I saw the result and kind of kept up, and they helped me win my ACCA this week. But because they beat the spread, like, absolutely demolished it. It was amazing.
Yeah. What are the Carolina Panthers? Answers
Number
on
one team in the NFC South, obviously.
I don't think even they know. Like, this year, they beat the Rams, who were generally considered this is the best team in NFL. I think they are still, like, the NFL, what they call power rankings, is still number one. They're the best team, and they've just lost to the Panthers. They also beat the Packers, who are one of the very best teams, but they've lost to the Saints and the Cardinals. And they've been demolished. I mean, absolutely blown out in several games where they've scored less than 10 points. I don't understand what they are. And the problem is, I don't think they do. There isn't an obvious identity to what the Panthers are. because sometimes it's just we're going to run it 100 times for Rico Dowdle. Sometimes, like last week when they lost, they ran it 6 times. So this week, they're like, right, well, we'll sort that out and we'll run it a lot, but we'll just go with Chuba Hubbard. And it seemed to work this week. It was all Chuba Hubbard. There was, I mean, Dowdle was involved, but
He was there.
but less so from a carries point of view. And
I will tell you what I think the Carolina Panthers are. Bearing in mind, I'm a Saints fan, newly reformed enjoyer of watching Carolina play. They are genuinely a waste of a playoff spot. And I love them. And it's cool right now. But if they end up stopping the Buccaneers from making the playoffs, I just can't see the Panthers like going toe to toe with an actual team is what I was going to say. That like a playoff contender. They're clearly, although saying that because they might win the division, they'd end up with a home game. But I just think they get knocked out in the first round. Whereas I wouldn't believe that the Buccaneers would. But hey, look, I'm here for the Panthers. I enjoy it quite a lot.
What the Panthers did do was they split it. Dowdle got 18 carries this week. Chuba Hubbard got 17. But Pete's right. Hubbard got a lot more open play kind of runs drafted towards him, where Dowdle was kind of, you expected short yardage to try and get more up and do that lot. And Hubbard blew the doors off. He was incredible this week.
yeah, it was. And before this game, one of the biggest changes was the turnover battle. Before this game, Stafford had thrown 2 interceptions all season, and then he threw 2 in this game alone. And in a close game, that was the difference. He's been really good at protecting the ball. He still managed to find Davante Adams because Davante Adams lives in the end zone. He's like the anti-Julio Jones. He's the opposite of Julio, where Julio would, for years, would just get like 1,600 yards, 1,700
Like a
yards.
yard monster, yeah.
And then never got any touchdowns. Or he got like 7 or 8 touchdowns, which was totally incongruous with the amount of targets and yards he got. Whereas Davante Adams has just tied Megatron's record for the most number of touchdowns within the 5-yard line.
Wow.
He's just...
That's cool that Stafford did that as well. Like,
yeah. He just does the tap-ins, but he does it really, really well. And Puka must be furious. Puka's like, I get all these targets, make these incredible throws, and then you just give it to Davante in the end zone. What are we doing here? But I feel like Bryce Young is going to be good. And when I say good, I mean Derek Carr. I think he will be a solid NFL quarterback. I mean, he got benched mid last season. So being Derek Carr is not the worst that he could be. That's
which Derek Carr? Like Saints Derek Carr?
No, Raiders.
Raiders Derek Carr. Okay, right. Early Raiders Derek Carr.
He might be Trevor Lawrence because he's still not got amazing. He's got Tet, Legette's Gash, and everyone else is. Jalen Coker's not amazing. So
he's about to get Thielen back though. So,
oh well, that's fine. Yeah, just one-handed catch with his other hand's holding a cane.
Yeah.
But that's the plan in the offseason, isn't it? Is that when they look at their picks that they've still got quite a large number of picks from trading away different people and making sure it's there. They will build that offense because they now think that they've got the guy. Their running back room's fine, so they're either going to go O-line and solidify that even more and make sure the running game's going to be great, or they're going to go out there and get an offensive weapon. Now, this draft is not wide receiver amazing. That was kind of last year. As we've already said, it's not tight end amazing, so most likely they'll probably go guard and like just solidify it and be like, yeah, that's what smart organizations do. We draft guards, man.
Yeah. And what's going to be interesting as well is
Adam Thielen was claimed off waivers by the Steelers. The Steelers just picked up Thielen. As we are talking about it, breaking news.
Yes.
Gone to the old
break stuff. That's so good. I wish that was Carolina. That would have been absolutely perfect. Too good.
But yeah, the fun thing is that when you look at who are the elite O linemen, the people that get drafted really high are generally massive. They're units. Like a Dan O'Reilly that's like 6'5" or like 6'8", and they're huge guys. And I don't know that necessarily helps Bryce Young.
No, that's fair.
Because
Yeah.
he's
Fair
see.
play.
Yeah, they just need really, really good coaching. I
He
think
could do with a real stocky little son of a bitch, couldn't he? Just like
just an absolute
proper...
chode of a guard.
Yeah.
Or
Aaron Donald.
Can we get some? Like Inspector Gadget, Go Gadget kind of like jumper boots for Bryce Young? So
how does Tom Cruise make himself look 6 foot in movies? Can we do that to Bryce Young? Can we get
Stands
some
on a
lifts
crate?
in there?
Yeah, we probably could.
Can we put stacked heels on cleats? Would that help?
Just dressing massive platforms like he's a Spice Girl.
Yeah, that'll work. Absolutely. No one knows how tall I am, so I can talk shit all day. Like that's why.
So
I'm 6'3". Like,
I mean, tell me what you want. What you really, really want.
Oh, beautiful.
I really wanted that breaking news to be Adam Thielen signs with the Panthers. So mad, but I love that we were talking about him as he signed with somebody. So that's really good work. Speaking of the Steelers, segue, Alex, you've put me in your trash, and is it time that I can use the picture that I've been dying to put on screen?
Yes, yes, it is. So this happened the second play of the game.
So at Boston Satire has tweeted out, and Alex, you sent this through to us earlier. Aaron Rodgers looks like he tried to rob Kevin McAllister's house. This is even better because I've been making Home Alone jokes at Pete and the way that he's dressed today. So that's really nice. I love it. I love it so very much.
The main reason I wanted that up was because it was legend Joey Bosa that did it to him.
Oh, nice.
So like that was another like full circle Alex type thing. No, the main reason we're talking about the Steelers is not necessarily the offense, although George Pickens has more yards than the entire Steelers wide receiver room. Like there's that one there. Even though they've not been able to complete a downfield pass in 36 days. They're 0-13 in the last 5 games for plus 20-yard air passes. So there's that one as well. Aaron Rodgers is looking like an old man with this cast on his wrist, and he's absolutely losing his mind. He probably will retire at the end of this year. I'm hoping so, just so that we can get off the island that is crazy. But like he always does, and this has kind of been a long time coming, and Steelers fans will say this themselves. I feel like Mike Tomlin has out-Mike Tomlin'd himself.
Mm.
And he's kind of gone, yeah, no, I can coach anyone. I'm all about good vibes and doing this. Well, the Steelers defense allowed the most amount of rushing yards at a Steelers ground ever. And that was not them. That was the Bills that did that. James Cook went absolutely off. He was phenomenal this week, as he always has been this season. He's had an incredible one. The Bills ran the same play 29 times on the Steelers defense, and they could not fix it. Could not fix it. TJ Watt said at the end of the game, I can't believe they did that. That is wow. How we did not fix it, we have no idea. The crowd were going and booing and fire Mike Tomlin jokes, fire Mike Tomlin jokes, fire Mike Tomlin jokes. Yes, 100%. You are absolutely right, Pete. And yeah, it's a dumpster fire over there. I've got one more immense stat for you. And then that links back into the offense as well as the defense. 64 games, including the playoffs. Mike Tomlin's Pittsburgh Steelers have had 7 or fewer points in the first quarter.
Oh.
They haven't scored more than 7 points in the first quarter in 64 games, including playoff games, which I personally think is crazy. I really do. And I think this is probably the last Pittsburgh Steelers that will be there. I think he will get fired at the end of the season.
Yeah, I don't think he will be fired. Yeah, there's Aaron Rodgers allocating the blame for the Steelers' loss. He even did it very specifically afterwards, didn't he? He was like, oh, yeah, we had that one play to Jonnu Smith, and he'll be really sad with this because he was supposed to run an in route and he ran an out route. So I threw it to the right place, but he ran the wrong route, and that's the problem.
Has Aaron tried blaming Las Vegas Raiders quarterback Geno Smith?
Do you know what? Do they play the Raiders? And the Raiders will win, won't they?
They will.
So
Then he'll be able to blame Geno Smith because it will be all Geno Smith's fault.
Yeah.
I would have
because he
just
normally
really
plays
liked him to have come out and said, Geno said that I should blame him for stuff. So clearly it's Geno Smith's fault this week.
Yeah.
And just leave it at that and leave.
But it's a sad time that and we knew it was going to kind of amalgamate to this because we know that Aaron Rodgers is a dumpster fire and kind of infects John already said you were watching Stranger Things again. You know, where the upside down kind of infects the pumpkin patch.
Yes.
Kills it. That's Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers just slowly deteriorates everything around him and will make them worse. And that is not a good quarterback or a good leader or a good man that does that. That's Aaron Rodgers, everybody. But for me, the issue is coaching as well, because they should see that this is happening to the organization when you've been there for 20 years, that you should then be able to go, no, this hasn't worked, so let's break it, let's do it. And they did when Mason Rudolph was there, but it was still the same thing because they've seen Mason Rudolph before be terrible.
I don't think Tomlin won't get fired. To use soccer parlance, he will get mutually consented. That's what's going to happen. He's been there too long. He's been too important to that organisation, and they've not been that bad that they can fire him. It's just we've decided time for a change, and he'll get picked up. Someone will make a poor decision and pick him up very, very quickly. And he'll probably turn around a struggling team like the Titans. He'll go to the Titans. He'll make them semi-respectable next year, but they'll never get beyond semi-respectable because his coaching methods are, I think, out of date. Personally.
They're going 9-8. That's all I can tell you. Tomlin made a deal with somebody at some point to make sure that he will never go under 500. They're going 9-8, and that's all I have to say on that. Pete, you put the Bengals defense in a banger. Yeah. You okay?
Yeah. What's going on? But they were. If you look
they
at them...
show up for the Dark Knight. That's what it is. They're his Robin.
If you had the Bengals defense for the last 2 weeks in fantasy football, you probably weren't paying attention to your team, for one. But two, they had 25 points 2 weeks ago and had over 30 this week.
Jeez.
They still give up a ton of yards to Lamar, but 3 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, all recovered, and an interception. They won that game for the Bengals. It wasn't Smokey and Joe coming back. It was the Bengals defense absolutely setting them alight. I mean, both defenses, I think, played reasonably well. There was the Bengals did the strip sack or the forced fumble within the 5 or 10 yard line against the Ravens, and then went 4 and out. But the Bengals defense just annihilated them. And I don't know how much of that is the Bengals being good or Lamar just being walking wounded and a bit rubbish. It's a little of column A, a little of column B, because Lamar just looks terrible. Despite the fact they're on a 5-game winning run going into this game, he's not looked great. And the only tipping advice I generally give in NFL is don't bet on division games, because division games are weird. You don't know how they're going to go, and it always form and quality and anything else seems to go out of the window. a lot of the time. Unless it's Bears Packers, in which case Packers always win because it's BS. But yeah, the Bengals defense just looked elite. It was bizarre, absolutely bizarre.
How good they were this week in stopping Lamar Jackson. He has now fallen below Justin Herbert in yards per rush, overall this season, and overall and in general. He will now have per game, if you take it per game and everything like that. Lamar Jackson has 24.5 and Justin Herbert has 24.9. So.
Look,
Yeah,
I like Lamar Jackson, and I know he's won a couple of MVPs, but God, I really wish that he hadn't stayed at the Ravens when there was that whole offseason about will he, won't he, could have gone anywhere. I just feel like he's just going to be the never was, and they could give him as many MVPs as you like, but how many years left do we really have of Lamar Jackson at that Ravens team? They can't keep giving him team after team after team. Derrick Henry's not got a million years left in him. Maybe one more season after this one. I mean, I've been saying that for 7 years, but and 1 year I will be right. Okay. And then we'll get him on the pod. It'll be great. Because he won't have a job. But yeah, God, the places that you could have seen him go. Fine. I think the front runner at the time was maybe to go to the Falcons, and I don't like that because I just don't like the Falcons. But yeah, I don't know. I think I will never expect a Ravens Super Bowl team, maybe ever again. And that's kind of sad because they have every opportunity and everyone hypes them up every year. And for Joe Flacco to be the last QB to win a Super Bowl with them is insane to me.
Yeah. And I think the interesting thing with them is, I think this was quite telling of what late career Lamar Jackson's going to be, because you can't look at Jackson's history and say he's a bad passer, because his passing game has been fantastic. He's the best running quarterback of all time. I'm not going to brook any conversations on that. He is.
Michael Vick, Cam Newton.
No, I'd rather have Lamar than Cam any day of the week.
Yeah.
And you're not going to argue too much in favor of Cam.
No,
I know that much.
Just because I wanted to check.
Yeah. I much prefer Lamar to him, and his passing's always been good. However, part of the reason his passing has been so good is because defenses have to respect his running game and his ability to just break off runs. So that completely changes defensive alignments and gives him more open windows to go for. This last few weeks you've seen, and particularly this week, we don't really need to worry about him running because he can't. We can treat him like a bad running back and just focus on defending the pass. And I think he still did solid, but not amazing, not what you expect from him. And that's worrying for him and the team long term.
It's the similar discussion that some people are having with Jordan Love as well. Is that he can beat you with his legs or he can beat you with his arm. Same with Jalen Hurts. It's okay, beat us with your arm. Oh wait, you can't. Oh, okay. What do these teams do now? Well, nothing. They can't do anything because they've been built around the fact that they can probably pick up 11 yards when they need to. But when they can't do that, the Bears didn't let Jalen Hurts do that this week. The Packers haven't been allowed to do it quite a lot this season. They were allowed to do it this week easily, but whatever, we'll talk about that later if we have time. But if you don't let Lamar run and just treat him like he is that bad quarterback, he won't beat you with his arm. He's not a top 10 arm talent quarterback, in my opinion.
No, and it degrades. I always think of Russ Wilson, Seahawks, Russ Wilson, similar kind of vibe. He could break out and go for the run, but he had that absolute 70-yard bomb in him until he didn't. And you're going to start to see that from Lamar Jackson, who does probably still have a decent arm on him, but as the years go on, he is going to reduce that more and more, and people are going to be able to get closer and closer, and then you are even closer to be able to stop him from running as well. So, yeah, could be the end. Could be time for a bit of a shake up. I mean, they'll keep him until he retires. They'll just like ride that train out. But I don't think they've ever really helped him out when it comes to like mega receivers.
No, they've tried.
I like Flowers. Like he's great, but he's not your wide receiver one, is he? Like
They drafted Bateman high. They brought in D-Hop, didn't they? But it was late career D-Hop, so it's not the same.
Same with Odell Beckham Jr.
That was the other one. Yeah, that was the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, absolutely. They should trade for someone young, and I don't know if they can even trade for somebody young.
Justin Jefferson, sorry.
Oh,
I don't think they can afford Justin Jefferson.
It's cool though, isn't it?
Rubbish.
Just and the other thing that we don't bring up on is Lamar is he is a bad man. Like, he's not a nice guy. He's a stroppy, petulant teenager most of the time.
I thought Lamar Jackson was quite nice.
Yeah,
I
don't get that.
I think
like southern drawl to him, like.
No, I think he's a stroppy, petulant teenager that when he doesn't get his way, he feigns a little injury and sits out 2 weeks until he gets his way. He'll throw his toes out the pram quite easily. I'm sticking on that. That's my little hill. Like, I think Lamar Jackson is a whiny little boy.
That's because you've got Wolverine as your quarterback, so you're comparing unfavorably.
Okay, sorry. Apologies.
Yeah,
I got the golden boy. Like, they've got the whiny little child, and did that. Like, wow, loads of teams didn't draft me high. Like, Josh Rosen got drafted before me. Now he's a high school teacher. Wow, okay, go Lamar.
You've got Bruce Willis. They've got Samuel L. Jackson.
I've got Dom Loretto. They've got like the random Cuban guy from 8.
Hey, let's talk about Younghoe Koo.
Yeah.
Hey. We've got an on-off relationship with kickers on this podcast, and I don't know who put it in trash. It was Pete that put it in trash, but I feel like I'd like to know what Alex has to say about this. Younghoe Koo, a kicker, a pretty decent kicker, actually. What did he manage to do?
He he went up, tried to kick it, and then got Lucy Brown.
I see this picture that here, and all I can think of is Michael Jackson, and I just want to keep using like Michael Jackson based puns, and I can't. Just like that is like, oh mate, like you can't be doing that. Don't take your eye off the ball. Like it's that was hilariously bad for Younghoe Koo. What a bad time that was.
It's bizarre, isn't it? He was like he's big. Is he Korean? He's like a big Korean.
Don't want to get involved in this conversation, Pete.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure I'm right there. I do need to check, otherwise I'll. Yeah, South Korean. He's from Seoul.
It's from Arkansas. Yeah.
But yeah, he was really consistent. He was a great fantasy football kicker for you to have for years. But then he's 31. He's been playing since 2017, and he forgot how to kick a ball. You've got one job, Koo. And he said the ball was slipping, so I had to adjust. No, it wasn't. I mean,
you adjusted too far, didn't you, mate?
Yeah.
That wasn't a slight adjustment. That was a miss.
You just kicked the floor. It was comical when it happened because it's I can't remember who is it. Gunner, the placeholder, picked it up and ran. So when I first watched it, it was that bad. I thought it was a botched fake field goal.
Yeah.
Like, this is a play that's just not quite worked out. Like, oh no,
panic, absolute panic. It was so good.
He just made a pig's ear of it. Oh.
Is it right that if he just carried on and like gone, no, this wouldn't have been there, it would have counted as a sack instead of a missed field goal?
Is that how it goes down? Is he technically the QB?
Yeah. So then he would have had to he would have, if it wasn't a 4th down, which it was, then it would have been a turnover on downs instead of 10 yards going back or something like that. Like, that's the way that the rule works. It's a very miscomputed thing, and it's very, very rare that these things happen. I've never seen anyone else do this ever. It is that unique.
Yeah, you might never get to see it again, to be fair, like, because every kicker right now is making sure they are not the next Younghoe Koo.
We we had this a couple of weeks ago where Mitchell dropped the ball and then another player dropped it, and we said this is now being shown in every wide receiver meeting. Going, don't be this guy, don't do this, hold on to the ball, do that. This has now been shown in every kicker room in the world. Possibly Rodrigo Blankenship does it on TikTok or something like that again.
I'm going to recreate the coup kick.
If he wanted to ever go viral, that's his moment. I appreciate what Blankenship's doing out there, like showing it how it's done. But yeah, that's the one.
Set up a little online group, the Coup Kicks clan.
No.
Very careful. No. I feel like I need to put allegedly just down here. Hold on, let's just give me a second. Like, let's just be very, very safe as to. He's already dipped into the honey whiskey, ladies and gents.
No. Speaking of kickers, the Indianapolis Colts worked out kickers today. No idea why.
I tell you who they could have: TikTok superstar, ex-Indianapolis Colt, Rodrigo Blankenship. I like the dude. I didn't ever watch a season of him and go, "Oh, he shouldn't be in the NFL." It was just all of a sudden one day he didn't have a job, and I'm as confused as he is.
He had a bad month, didn't he? He had one bad month where everything just went wrong, and you're like, "Oh, he got the yips." Get him out before it curses the entire team.
Then he went to the CFL or the CFB or whatever it's called, and also had the yips there. So
he's not getting a job back.
Yeah, so
I guess while I'm talking about the Indianapolis Colts, who the wheels have fallen off. I don't want to say that I'm going to be the most right person on this podcast, but hear me out. The Panthers are going to make the playoffs. The Lions aren't. The Colts aren't as good as everybody thought they were. And there's something else that I've forgotten that Joel was right. I'll do a whole procession. We'll have a float and a parade on all of the things I got correct. But I just see this in trash here. Alex, you put the Colts coaching staff.
Yeah, Daniel, it's been rumored and reported, but Schefter and Rappaport both had this, that Daniel Jones has got a fractured leg.
Yeah.
Like a fractured lowered leg. My question is, how bad is Anthony Richardson? The fractured leg Daniel Jones is still able to be upright and not in pain. We talked about Justin Herbert's pain threshold earlier. Daniel Jones has got to be up there. And B, able to still make throws. Well, he can't still make throws because the major point of Daniel Jones this season in that Colts offense is, as we've already talked about running quarterbacks, is his ability to extend the play, run when he gets too much pressure in there, and then go and either throw it away or make a quick read to Tyler Warren, who's always open this season. Now, if you have a broken leg or a fractured lower fibula, you aren't going to be able to do that. And when the Texans defense is immense, which it is this season, it's very, very good, and might give them a wild card spot this season. Fingers crossed, maybe. But when that is there, and you've got a closing window of less than 3 seconds to find your reads, but the Texans also triple up on their cornerbacks and send 3 of them. You can't go to your first read. You can't go to your second read. You don't have enough time to go to your third read, and I can't extend it because I've got a broken leg. What are you doing? Throw the guy out there that everyone said was the next rushing and running guy that could be a future Taysom Hill and Anthony Richardson, and let someone extend the play. Don't get someone that's got the movement of Ben Roethlisberger when he was nearly out of the league. No, the Colts are the measure of their own downfall this week, and it's simply because their coaching staff don't understand the quarterback that they have, or the quarterbacks they do have, and the options and the matchups that are there. And that is a complete systematic failure from top to bottom. And for me, if I'm a Colts fan, I'm ready to absolutely torch the living daylights out of it, because it was so promising 3 weeks ago, and now the quarterback's injured and it's garbage.
And the Texans are 1 win back. So it's not even just wild card. It's with how good that Texans defense is, they are the best defense in football. They can easily, the fact they went 3-0 with Davis Mills and then they brought back CJ, they're primed to get hot and just say, right, this is our division now, and it's just going to fall. It's a bit like, was it a few years ago the Jags were 8-3 or 9-3 and then missed the playoffs. You could see that happening for the Colts because Richardson, the reason they didn't put him in is because he's pants. The least accurate quarterback in the league last year. They should have used him more.
The Shedeur Sanders of 2024, wasn't he?
Yeah. They should sprinkle him in for a few running plays because the problem.
But that's obvious.
Not necessarily.
They're going to run it.
Not necessarily because he can run it himself, but so can Jonathan Taylor. And that's part of the reason why Jonathan Taylor's been so good is because Daniel Jones is mobile and can move into space. They need to accommodate for that, and it creates running lanes for Taylor. And they've used that really, really well. The two of them help each other because they're both a threat. And if one of them is not, then it kills both of them. And I think that's what we saw happen. The fact that it was only a 4-point game is a testament to the coaching and to how far Daniel Jones has come. But even still, it's sit him for a week, at least a week, something to get healthy and then not risk making it worse.
Yeah, he should be on one of them little motorized scooters that Scatboo's got at the moment. Just get one knee up and just not put any weight on it. As somebody who's suffering from being 41 and running 5 kilometers and getting a slight shin splint, I can tell you that I already have one leg up because I'm resting that. Because I ain't a dummy. I'm just gonna hang out here, stand for 2 hours on a podcast. No, I'm gonna rest it like a good person. I was thinking about bringing Anthony Richards in to stand in my place, but I don't think he could do what I do either. Looking at that division, Jaguars 8-4, Colts 8-4, Texans 7-5. Crazy. It's all three of them right now are in the playoffs if it were to end today. But the Colts essentially are just hemorrhaging wins, and you can't lose something divisional like that, especially to the Texans. But fine, defense great, but offense hasn't been that great. You could easily have just gone ahead and tried to match them pound for pound, and they didn't. And all of your power comes from your leg. That's literally where all of the throwing comes from. So the second that you've got a slight weakness in there, you're putting less pressure down, not as much is coming through. It's a stupid mistake. And it's one of them where my cousin Chris, he often, regardless of the team, if ever they make a bad decision, it's Jet's going to Jet, Bear's going to Bear. But Colts really are going to Colt on this one, aren't they? It feels very much like they were penciled in to get everyone excited about the early season. And now it's right, you've had your fun. Let's settle down. I think it happened to no, you just said, didn't you? It happened to the Jags a couple of years ago, where it's oh my god, this is could this be the push? And then no, as I've said, it's going to be a really boring conference championship again because of things like this. We can't have nice things.
The Texans, so far for the rest of the season, have got the Chiefs, the Cardinals, the Raiders, the Chargers, and the Colts in Week 18.
That Week 18 is going to be
that'll be the one that decides it, in my opinion. Yeah, I agree with you completely.
Jags are currently the 3rd seed in the NFC, which A is mental, and B means that Week 18 could be winning in. That could be the difference between getting into the playoffs and missing out entirely, which you don't really see very much of that for both teams, which is exciting.
And it will be
Week 18 is always divisional, isn't it?
Yes,
absolutely, and it will be that because the Colts left to play this week. They've got the Jaguars this week,
right?
Next week they've got the Seahawks, the 49ers, the Jags again, then the Texans. So the Colts is legitimately in their hands, and they've got really, really difficult playoff caliber teams to play. Whereas the Texans have got a couple of layups in the Cardinals and the Raiders, who are the worst team in football, and then I've got the Texans there. So it is a really winning in kind of situation for all three of those teams.
Speaking of worst teams in football, segue. Last week we announced the first ever eliminated team from the playoffs. I would like to update that right now. We're up to 5. If anybody's counting along at home, does anybody know who the 5 are already, or do we want to take some guesses? We know the Giants are one of them.
The Tennessee Titans.
Yep.
Cardinals,
Yes.
Raiders.
Yep.
The other one's like a 3-4 win team, isn't it? It's
And they've only got 2.
Browns? Have we not said Browns, have we?
no.
No, we've not said Browns, but let me just take this moment to talk about
Oh.
New Orleans, Louisiana Ethicals,
Oh.
brought to you by two guys. You should have known. They lost to the Dolphins this week. You can't get much more ethical than that. That was a beautiful display of, you know what? I'm gonna just bring out the one. Where am I? Thank you. Oh, New Orleans, God bless you. You had me worried for a little bit there. I didn't think that we were gonna continue to tank the way we have done. We have lost a step here and there. The Tennessee Titans still only have 1 win. We could do with just that one. You know, just gonna really address this properly. Not in a Jets hat. We really need to step that down a little bit. The Tennessee Titans, if we can make sure that they get a win, then the Giants, Saints, Titans, and Raiders will all be on 2 wins each. And then it just becomes a case of who can be the worst. I don't like using the term suck off, but there's gonna be something down there somewhere. Yeah. So the Saints officially this week, finally out of the playoffs. They can't make it. God bless them. They didn't try.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Yeah, we didn't use the good pun last week. Yes, Thanksgiving really did give. Dolphins weirdly looked all right, and it kept McDaniel in a job for at least another week.
Well, yeah, because he's got HR and because he's facing the Saints, basically, and that's all it really takes. But just a question for you on the Saints as the preseason Tyler Shook fan club. If Saints get first overall, right now, do you think they go QB, go best player, trade out? What would you be if you were the GM?
If I'm the New Orleans Saints, I'm not picking up a QB. I would rather get a veteran of some type, unless it's Kirk Cousins, and then I would rather not play a quarterback at all.
Take some help though there.
But what I actually think would end up happening is the most Saints-like thing is to trade it away. And they get that number 1 pick and they go, you know what? No, thank you. Somebody else take it from us. And it's not even going to be like one of those deals where somebody gives, 2 future first round picks or anything like that. It'd be rubbish. We'd swap a first round with somebody, maybe get their second as well. It's not going to be big money to give up the first this year. But I reckon that New Orleans just don't draft very well when it comes to quarterbacks. So no, I think they drop out of that first thing. There's no point in even having a superstar tackle or guard or anything like that when there isn't a QB there. So I think we just trade out, get a bunch of picks for it, do that rebuild, and take it from there.
Cool.
Boring
is
all it is.
It's worth, but yeah,
because there is another team that could be looking to trade out around about that, because the Rams currently have the 9 pick, don't they, from the Vikings? Falcons, thank you. They currently have the 9 pick from the Falcons. So it will be most likely the Rams get a really big haul for it. And then the Saints are kind of like, oh, we want to do this too, please. Can we do this too? Because that's how good organizations are run and that's how bad organizations are run.
Do you know it'd be really interesting? Someone suggested this earlier on. If the Rams go, do you know what? We've got Stafford. Let's trade up from that 9th position, maybe a future first, which is probably going to be a late pick. Do a couple of picks to move up, get Mendoza. Best QB we can get. We're never going to get anywhere close to that. Have him sit a year behind Stafford and just Rodgers father it and just push down that route. That they probably won't, because they'll see their window and say we need an elite player now to help us win next year. But I think that is would be a fantastic bit of long-term planning from.
It depends if they win depends if they win it this season. If they win it this season, then I can see your scenario happening more.
Yeah.
Whereas if they go to the dance and come away the bridesmaid, not the bride, I can see them trading out more. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I mean, if they win, Stafford might retire anyway. I doubt it, but he might.
Super Bowl MVP walk-off. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Who do you think he is? Peyton Manning? Yeah, could quite easily be that. Does anybody have any news they want to wrap up before we go on to talking about this coming week?
One more. Sorry. Go on, Pete, actually.
The only one I was going to say is, we've kind of touched on it, so it'll be really quick. I want to dunk on Max Brosmer a little bit more.
Oh, please.
But
yeah.
Two-sided. So he threw 4 interceptions this week. I don't know if you watched it or just saw the box score, but one of them might be the worst interception you've ever seen. He scrambled, lost a lot of yards, and then rather than just taking it on the chin and going, you know what, this was a bad play, he did a horrible sidearm throw, 3 interceptions, Ernest Jones, pick 6.
Well, I mentioned it this morning earlier, like where there were 3 good.
Yeah.
Well, there were 3 throws of people like falling over and throwing it sideways, and he was one of them. But he isn't Patrick Mahomes.
Exactly. Yes. But beyond that, the other 3 weren't horrendous plays. They were all on target. What they were probably lacking was a bit of velocity, which is why I was undrafted QB. So they were missing the velocity. So they were on target for the guy, and they were just the route was jumps because the Seahawks defense is very, very good. And his actual stats were better than Sam Darnold, because Sam Darnold was rubbish. When I say stats, I mean not overall, but in terms of passing. Darnold was 14 of 26 for 128. Brosmer was 19 of 30 for 126. So similar yards and a better pass completion rate. Darnold looked rubbish in this. He must just be thanking his lucky stars for Brosmer pulling all the attention from how bad he looked. But this entire thing felt like a shall we work together to just help JJ? We're both friends with JJ. Let's make him look good by his absence. And that talk beforehand of Brosmer, they kept Brosmer out because he might actually be better than JJ McCarthy. Brosmer was awful this week. 126 yards, 4 interceptions. I mean, he still might be better than JJ McCarthy.
He could start for the Browns.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that was it's a horrible situation to go in for your first game because they're a very, very good defense. I'd like to see him get another try and just save it, because otherwise, if he doesn't get another chance now, and we know JJ McCarthy's back this week, that might be his career done. He'll just get cut in the off-season and he's done. And that feels unfair.
You want to see people at least get a go.
Yeah.
Quick touch on Sam Darnold. This is the 3rd week Sam Darnold sucked. Mm-hmm. So let's keep a little eye on the Sam Darnold's I'm going to implode train.
Same as last year. Doesn't like it cold.
No, and like obviously going back to the Vikings revenge game, that kind of thing. This is what you could have had. Well, we know exactly what we could have had, and we're going to scheme it up and give you everything that you bloody hate. So,
yeah,
there you go, Sam.
But he's going to bounce back against the Falcons this week
because it's the Falcons.
It's the Falcons. Yeah, if the Falcons could do one thing, they can give your quarterback confidence. Not their quarterback confidence. They give your quarterback confidence. That's really nice of them. Alex, did you want to drop anything before we nip into this week?
Two things. One, Newcastle have just scored, so up the two. Two,
UTU. Nope. UTT.
yeah. Second one, the mid-season Hard Knocks drops tomorrow,
That's it.
and
It was in
it's
Hard Knocks.
yeah. So obviously Hard Knocks they do an off-season one. For those that don't know, they do an off-season Hard Knocks where they pick one team and they go through it and they go through their preseason battle, and there's normally a really heartwarming story and do that one to get more
Yeah,
money.
filling them with the Bills.
Hard Knocks over the last couple of years have done in-season ones as well. They're not as popular. Last year, I think it was the Arizona Cardinals, and the season before that, I think it was also the Birds and the Falcons. I'm not entirely sure.
Actually, last year it was the entire. What's the division? Ravens are in AFC East.
Yes, probably. Yes, go.
It was the entire
AFC North.
division. AFC North, thank you.
AFC North.
It was the entire division, like in season, to see who made the playoffs.
They're going to do exactly the same thing this season, then, but they are picking the NFC East.
I was going to swear then. I would have loved for that to be the NFC South. I would love to just see that, like Panthers, Tampa Bay, like fight for the top, and the Falcons Saints fight for the bottom. So sorry, who was it? The NFC.
Yeah. East, so that's the Eagles,
Oh,
Cowboys,
Giants,
Commanders, and Giants. So again, it is similar to that. Who's going to fight for the top? Eagles, Cowboys. Who's going to fight for the bottom? Or it's the Giants, Commanders. So again, it's that.
Yeah, I think I'll keep an eye out on that. That sounds pretty interesting to me. Like I like I don't like all the teams, but I like three of them, and not the Eagles, just because I think they look stupid.
Well, they could drop an egg.
Hey, let's hope so. On to pick 'em and flip. Underdogs, overdogs, wombling free. Pick 'em this week for week 13, 14. Looking pretty tasty. Not gonna lie to you, I'm just I had a generational run of picks this week. I'm all the way up in 7th in our pick'em league with 124 to 70. You two swapped. Alex, you're now 121 for 73. You've got up to 10. Pete, you went 119.75 and down to 12. Literally, you two have swapped positions, and I just keep going up, up, up. It's our moment. Week 14, underdogs. These might be the greatest ever underdogs I've ever picked. I ain't going to even start joking. The Dallas Cowboys to beat the Detroit Lions, underdog. Taking that one all day. The Jacksonville Jaguars to beat the Indianapolis Colts, underdog. Also taking that all day. I have taken the Chicago Bears, who I do think could be considered the underdog because of the past. However, watching them both play over the past 5 weeks, I think Chicago have been the better team. So, underdog, picked him. I've also taken Washington, the underdog, to beat the Minnesota Vikings for obvious reasons. I think that's like 49-51, though. Like that, it's barely an underdog. And I've knocked it out there as a sneaky upset. Cincinnati could sneak a win from Buffalo. I've taken Buffalo, but I think that there is a possibility that there is a sneaky Cincinnati win in there. And if anybody wanted to be the one brave soul, which, by the way, this week, no one went out on a limb. Everyone essentially picked the same this week. We all got the obvious things wrong. We all got the obvious things right. And there were.
I picked the Bengals to beat the Ravens.
So did I.
Yeah, so there's both of you. Yeah,
I just rubbish
you
everything
get
out.
shout out because multiple people picked the same thing. That's not how this works. I mean, sometimes it does, but not you two.
It was just me.
Yeah, I think that like Cincinnati have got a shot against Buffalo. I see the cracks. Cincinnati have looked really good this week. Buffalo have looked really poor the past couple of weeks. Again, I've picked Buffalo. I just think that there's going to be a difference out there. not breaking news, but actual news. S Black 74 is now joint first with Raider Butts with 130 points. I'm only 6 points behind the top spot, but the fact that S Black he must have had a bad week, and he's allowed Raider Butts to sneak in the back door, so to speak, and he is sharing the glory so far. But yeah, pretty good week for me. What do you two got? You got any interesting underdogs, overdogs, wobbling free?
Many the same as you, to be honest. I've got. Let's have a look. I've got the Jags to beat the Colts. It's in Jacksonville. The Colts are beat up. The Jags are playing well. I think that's going to happen. I think Washington beat Minnesota. Either I could say even though JJ McCarthy's back, or because JJ McCarthy's back. Either or. I've got to point out that you've had the Lions losing, the Vikings losing, and the Packers losing to the Bears. Respect. Big fan of that. I've got the Bears beating the Packers. I don't feel great about it, but I'm not picking the Packers to win.
I thought you would juju yourself a little bit there and just be like, look, you know what? I'm going to pick Green Bay, and then at least I've not chosen my own team to then continue on to glory. But credit to you.
But I think the Texans are going to win in Arrowhead against the Chiefs.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's spice. That
Yeah.
essentially puts an end to the Kansas City Chiefs playoff hopes.
Pretty much.
I'm not saying those they would have to win out, and there's ways and means, but I think if that were to happen, it's too high a amount to climb, surely.
It would be because of tiebreakers, yeah, because they don't hold the tiebreakers over the Chargers or the Broncos.
Yeah. But they've only played the Chargers once, opening day. So they could tie that up. I think they've lost to the Broncos twice, haven't they?
Yeah.
But, I mean, it depends, because obviously the Chargers are facing the Eagles this week.
Second to last week. Lost to the Broncos once, but they've got them in week 17.
Okay.
Chargers.
But yeah, they are out of it now. But the Chargers have got the Eagles, so that'd be interesting. In fact, I'm just flipping. Chargers going to beat the Eagles.
I don't like that. I don't like that one bit.
I think a double-headed monster for Marion Hampton and Kamani Vidal. No reason why they can't run on them as well.
Oh yeah,
and Mr. Glass coming off of surgery and oven mitts is just going to come out and take out the Philadelphia Eagles, who clearly have an axe to grind this week after losing the number one seed.
Yeah, maybe, but yeah, Darth Vader with his one robotic hand.
Yeah.
I think he'll get the job done.
Or it'll be the Eagles are like Deadpool from X-Men Origins, where it's Ryan Reynolds.
They're going to sew their mouths shut. That would be fantastic.
Yeah, that would be amazing. If we can have Sirianni not say a word this week, that would be pretty great. Yeah, I'd really enjoy that. But no, in terms of interesting games, I've got the actual flip side of all of you. You've got the really actual interesting games. The Titans and Browns are playing this week. That'd be cool.
Oh, yeah. You know me, I love a terrible game.
That would be great. So are the Dolphins and Jets. They're playing this week. That would be great.
Divisional terrible game.
Yeah, that'll also be great. So, I think the Titans will I think Joel gets what he wants this week, and the Titans get to the second win. I really do. But also, Myles Garrett could break the sack record this week.
Two things can be true.
Two things can happen. That's true, man.
They only need to score 14 points, and they can beat the Browns.
Yeah.
Get 2 early touchdowns. Let Myles Garrett sack you 4 times. You're good.
A game where the only touchdowns scored are defensive. Could definitely see that happening.
The other one that we need to track is that the Jets so far this season haven't had an interception thrown or an interception got by a quarterback. They've had a defensive turnover that was like a fumble and a fumble recovery, but they've not had an interception yet this season. So that could also be because
they're not throwing it more than 4 yards. It's really hard to intercept a shovel pass.
Right.
No, on their defense.
Like
Oh,
their defense hasn't got an interception this season. Sorry, that was on me. That's poorly worded by me. But
Yeah.
they are playing Tua Tagovailoa this week, so anything can happen.
Well, anything is definitely multiple pick sixes. Start the Jets defense, everybody. It's gonna be fun. Some good games this week, though. Like Cowboys Lions, Thursday night football, gonna be a banger. Nice little Friday morning where 1-2 over your cereal. I think Seahawks Falcons will be fun just because I like the Seahawks and I don't like the Falcons, so we just see a nice little smushing going on there. Bengals Bills, obvious reasons. I think the Bengals might just steal that. I may end up changing my choice there. Might talk myself into it. Titans Browns, two terrible teams going against one of the Commanders Vikings. Who knows whose quarterback is showing up right there? Dolphins Jets, again, two very middling teams, if not lower mid-card teams, going against one of the Saints Bucks. The Saints going to win this because for some reason, late in the season, we always beat the Buccaneers for absolutely no one's gain. Doesn't help the Buccaneers, doesn't help the Saints. The Saints are going to win. I have taken the Bucs in that one. Colts Jags is going to be cool. Steelers Ravens. Steelers Ravens is usually like, mark your calendars. That's good fun, but good God, I don't care. This is just, I don't want to see Aaron Rodgers. I don't really care for the way Lamar Jackson is playing right now. 2 6-6 teams. And no, thanks. Broncos smush the Raiders. Bears Packers is probably going to be an absolute banger. The Rams are they're going to send the Cardinals all the way back to St. Louis. And then I'm going to watch the 6-minute highlights of the Texans Chiefs. So I don't particularly care what goes on there. Eagles Chargers, I just don't like watching the Eagles. But like Sunday is going to be like fun. And after a few weeks ago saying, I'm getting like season fatigue and I'm just ready for the actual like playoffs to kick in. Some of these have got that kind of playoffy feel to it where, Burrow's back. Bengals Bills should be end to end. I think we might be in for a good one. Also, like coming off the back of not being able to watch a lot of football, I'm actually really excited to watch a lot of football. So that's really quite nice as well.
And that late, the 9 o'clock slot, Sunday evening slot, there's only 3 games. Broncos v Raiders, probably going to be rubbish. Rams v Cardinals, probably going to be rubbish. You can focus all on what is actually going to be the game of the week, which is Bears Packers. Because it means you don't even have to feel guilty about just saying, I'm just going to watch that game, because it's probably going to be the only one that's not a blowout. He says that Jordan Love will stick another 4 touchdowns up again like he did this week.
That's clearly going to be on Sky, though. So it's Red Zone is going to be clutch around here. Because all it's going to be is we're going to be watching Bears, Packers, and every time they go to commercial, fine, we'll go and look at another game for a minute because we can't do that on Red Zone.
Or it'll be we're spending half the time at Rams because they're just going to absolutely destroy the Cardinals because
keep having to cut back to touchdowns.
Yeah, because Sean McVay is upset that they lost a game against the Panthers, so he's just going to go, right, boys, just go out there and flatten them, just smack them about a bit, please.
It's not on Sky. Woo-hoo.
No.
There doesn't appear, I'm looking on the Sky website, and there doesn't actually appear to be a 9 o'clock kickoff being shown at all.
They might not have chosen yet. I think usually the NFL UK like Facebook group, usually midweek they say, it looks like Sky's got such and such and Five's got such and such. I think they leave it as late as possible to make their choice. But clearly it's going to be Bears Packers. You can't. There's no way they go, Broncos, Raiders, or Rams, Cardinals are going to be the ones.
Yeah. I thought so too.
Yeah, get your discount DAZN memberships like kicked in because there's absolutely no weeks left. I think they're probably doing it at super cheap for some reason.
It was on 35 quid a couple of weeks back, so it should be really cheap. Oh, it's on Channel 5.
Ah, there you go.
No.
Yeah.
I've got a good game. Jeez Louise.
Colts v Jags, followed by Bears Packers.
That's a great window for 5 this
Yeah.
week.
Yeah,
That's a really good
that's
window.
real good free view.
Yeah.
Like free viewing rather. Yeah, good effort there. Well done, 5. And well done, both of you. We made it all the way through to the end. No, we didn't. We hit 2 hours. We just did it. 2 hours, 24 seconds. As I was about to say that we went under. Anyway, I've been Joel. He's been Alex. He's been Pete. Thanks, everybody. Cool outro phrase.